Constable County, and that's recognized in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts that he's the legal guardian, is that what you call it? And yet he doesn't have his children. Something strange about that.
It's devastating.
I mean, you go from here. I mean, you're on a dead-end street. Is that what you're telling me, Jonathan?
Yeah.
$200,000 later.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're not worried about the cost. You want your children.
I want what's ever best for them. I mean, I want what's best for them. I would love to see them. Yeah.
Are you allowed to see them?
In the U.S.
Are you allowed to see them in Spain?
It's difficult. I've been told not to go because it would give credibility to their false claims that they're to Spain. If I go to Spain, it looks like she could play that like we were moving to Spain.
But you're divorced.
Right. Well, no, we're not technically divorced.
Oh, you're not
because
technically divorced.
The children have to be here for the divorce to be finalized. So this now is born out of wedlock 4 years later because I can't get remarried.
This is a very strange situation. Let me understand this. Who will not recognize a divorce? The U.S. courts
The
or
U.S.
the Spanish
courts.
courts? And the U.S. courts will not recognize divorce. Why?
Because they're waiting for the children whom I have custody to be present
At your divorce
in my
proceeding?
custody. Otherwise, they have to call it a kidnapping. If it's a finalized divorce, then it technically is a kidnapping. Until it's not technically a kidnapping.
So they're kind of, it seems to me
They're
that the
going
courts,
halfsies.
the courts are trying to stay out of it. You know, they don't want to get further involved and have what you need is the legal authority to move from there, preventing that from happening. That would be the thing to do, wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
If you could get the courts to move forward on the divorce, make it final, in absentia or whatever they call it, and then then you would have much more, authority through the state and maybe through any I don't know what we call it, reciprocity or extradition or whatever the term is for this type of situation. I think that's probably what you got to do. It seems just typical Massachusetts courts where they don't want to get involved.
Well, what bothers me more is this is like a Joseph Heller novel. Joseph Heller, by the way, folks, wrote a book called Catch-22, which is exactly where you're at. So no matter which way you turn, Catch-22 always seems to jump in to prevent should be happening from happening.
Right.
So, you can't get a divorce because the kids are in Spain, although the divorce procedure, you're not technically divorced now.
And the only way you can get the kids back is if you get the divorce.
Does Spain recognize divorce here or not?
Not here.
No, but do the Spanish authorities, have they said, by the way, you're divorced in Spain?
I don't know because I've never been in Spain.
Weren't you there at the Christmas time when you were talking?
Yeah, but I came home. So I don't know what's happened in Spain.
Before you went there, you said you got divorced.
I filed for divorce in Massachusetts. So that was open May 19th, 2009.
Right.
So 5 years ago. And then we went to Christmas there. It wasn't finalized yet. Then I moved forward with a divorce here in February 2010.
After you returned from the Christmas vacation.
Right. And they said, don't stay in Spain because then they can start a separate divorce proceeding in Spain, which to my knowledge did not occur. I've never received any papers from Spain, so I don't know anything about Spain.
Have you tried to find out whether you have visitation rights?
I mean, under U.S. law, but once you go to Europe,
I understand that.
anything can happen. So they said, don't go unless you have some congressman or somebody who's going to go with you to protect you, because I could be locked up when I step off the plane.
For what purpose would they lock you up?
Any Spanish citizen can charge any person in the world with a crime. When Franco died, the dictator,
Yes.
they changed the law. It's on my blog. Any Spanish citizen can charge any person in the world with any crime they want in Spanish court. And the Spanish authorities are required to recognize that. So if I step off the plane in Spain,
Guilty until proven innocent?
they can lock me up. They can charge me with anything they want.
The thing, folks, do not take a flight to Madrid or Barcelona. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
in the halls. You're fat, you're ugly, don't be walking this way. Like, get me please.
Let me ask Jonathan, excuse me, I'm with Jonathan, and Althea, who's sleeping nicely, as a matter of fact. Unfortunately, Jonathan has 2 children that he can't see, and they have legal custody to, in Spain. Where in Spain?
I'm not sure.
I don't even know which city they are in Spain.
Last I saw them, they were north of Barcelona in a small town.
How long ago did you see them?
5 years ago. Four years
You
ago.
haven't seen your kids in 4 years. There's a lot of problems out there, and I don't have the answers for them. I don't know about international law. There should be some type of adjudication for international dispute. You're telling me in Spain, you can forget it. You get off the plane and hello, goodbye, you're in jail. If you're charged by a Spaniard national. Is that accurate?
That's correct. Spanish
Okay.
country in Europe that allows private prosecutors. So any person can hire a prosecutor to prosecute a crime against any other person.
So you're really in a real dilemma here, aren't you?
Yes.
And I have no idea how to ring around it. You asked, I mean, you talked
Well,
about...
aside from getting the courts to accelerate the process and, issue a divorce decree in absentia or something like that so that